Hello students, welcome to MSBTE content for program Civil Engineering and the course Environmental Studies of course code 22447. So this is the digital e-content which is prepared by MSBTE lead study at your doorstep. Today we have to study Unit 4, that is topic 4, environmental pollution, and in this topic we have to satisfy course outcome D, apply techniques to reduce environmental pollution, and to satisfy this COD we have to study unit outcome of chapter 4A, that is define pollution, state the sources of pollution, and state the effects of land pollution on environment and lives. So this is the topic of our today's lecture, 4.1 pollution and 4.2 soil pollution. This is the concept map of today's lecture. Pollution, types of pollution, land pollution, causes of land pollution, effects of land pollution, and prevention of land pollution. Today's learning objectives or key takeaways is students will able to understand causes and effects of land pollution. And the contents are 4.1, definition of pollution, types of pollution, causes of land pollution, effects of land pollution, and prevention of land pollution. Now, what is pollution? Pollution is the undesirable changes in environment due to contamination of harmful materials that have adverse effects on living things and natural quality of environment. These harmful materials are called as pollutants. Now, pollution are of two types: natural pollution and man-made pollution or artificial pollution. So first we have to study natural pollution. The natural pollution is caused and produced naturally and will not affect our environment because of its regeneration abilities. For example, thunder, volcano eruption, forest fire, sandstorms. So these are the examples of natural pollution. And the second type of pollution is man-made pollution or artificial pollution. The man-made pollution is being made by humans and have huge effect on our environment and public health. The examples of man-made pollutions are automobile emission, emission through industrialization, sewage, solid waste, etc. So these are the examples of man-made pollution. Now let us have a look at types of pollution. There are four types of pollution. First is land pollution, second is water pollution, third is air pollution, and fourth is noise pollution. So let us study one by one. First is land pollution or soil pollution. The fertility and structure of land adversely altered due to the contamination of undesirable materials is called as land pollution. The land pollution is the demolition of Earth's land surfaces often caused by human activities and their misuse of land resources. The land pollution occurs when waste is not disposed properly, whether it will be liquid waste or solid waste. When the waste is not disposed properly or when the scientific method is not applied for the disposal of waste, then the land pollution occurs. We can no more manufacture a soil. The soil is a resource for which there is no substitute. Therefore, we have to prevent the land pollution. You can see the land pollution from this image, how land pollution occurs. The causes of land pollution, first cause is industrialization. So various industries such as plastic factories, chemical plants, oil refineries, large animal farms, coal-fired power plants, metal production factories and other industries all contribute to land pollution. Now second cause is mining activities. The mining process can lead to the creation of large open spaces beneath the surface of the earth. Heavy minerals, sulfuric acid and other toxic materials leak from mining waste and goes to the soil and causes the soil pollution. Third cause is agricultural activities. Due to increase in population, food is in higher demand and therefore forests are chopped down and turned into farmland. In addition to these, herbicides, pesticides, artificial fertilizers, synthetic manure are washed into the soil and the soil gets polluted. Fourth cause is sewage and its treatment. A large amount of solid waste is left over once the sewage has been treated. The leftover material is sent to the landfill site which end up in polluting the environment. Fifth cause is overcrowded landfills. The solid waste which are produced in our society that can be dumped into the landfill and the items which cannot be recycled become a part of landfills and that destroys soil quality and causes land pollution. Sixth cause is construction activities. So due to urbanization, large amount of construction activities are taking place which has resulted in large waste articles like wood, metal, bricks and plastic. The seventh cause is deforestation. All of we are very much concerned with deforestation in search of more land for industries, agriculture and residential purposes. Deforestation is carried out. Land that is once converted into dry or barren land can never be made fertile again. The eighth number of cause of land pollution is urbanization. The urbanization refers to the population shift from rural to urban areas. It imparts additional pressure on land resources for residents and food production. By this image, you can understand the causes of land pollution. Now, the negative impacts of land pollution. So, first negative impact is groundwater poisoning or groundwater pollution. The agricultural runoff, wastewater from industrial sites and landfills percolate through the soil and pollute the groundwater. Water nutrients enrichment. The chemicals such as nitrogen are used frequently on farms. Only a small portion of the nutrients end up for benefiting the crops. The remainder usually ends up in water bodies populated by fish, algae, and other life forms. The nutrient heavy water sap up most of the oxygen in water, which leaves little for fish and other life. Therefore, there is an impact on the aquatic life in water bodies. A third negative impact is soil erosion. Deforestation leads to exposure of soil to the atmospheric conditions like wind, rain, which wash out the top soil layer, resulting in soil erosion. It severely affects the fertility of the land. The first negative impact is shifting habitat. As deforestation and soil erosion progress, animals are forced to move to find shelter and food. For some animals, the change is lethal. As a result, some species are at a greater risk of extinction. The fifth negative impact: increased risk of forest fires and wildlife. The dry conditions created by pollutants in the soil help to create the perfect environment for the forest fires and wildfires. Now we have to study what are the various effects of land pollution on human beings. Humans can also experience negative consequences that can influence quality of life and health. The potential consequences include birth defect, the development of breathing disorders, skin diseases, and cancer also. Land pollution has also been linked to the development of children. The e-waste chemicals that are commonly found in contaminated soil and water such as lead, chromium, cadmium, arsenic, etc. can impact a child's cognitive development even if the exposure is very low. So from this picture you can have the knowledge about the various impacts on the children. So see here, it impacts on the brain, it impacts on the kidney damage, it impacts on the blood anemiatic, reduce the HB, it impacts on nervous system, and it also impacts on the whole body of the children. Therefore, the land pollution is very dangerous as far as the environmental pollution point of view and the effect on humans point of view. Then, how to prevent the land pollution? Because the land pollution has various impacts on environment and public health. Therefore, it is very necessary to prevent the land pollution. The land pollution is prevented by various methods. The first method is by proper waste disposal. Whatever waste is generated, that should be scientifically disposed of. By this way, we can prevent the land pollution. Then second principle, that is 4R principle: reduce, reuse, recycle and recover. So this is a 4R principle. So we can reduce the waste, we can reuse the waste, we can recycle the waste, and we can recover some useful products or energy from the waste. So by this 4R principle, we can prevent the land pollution. Third, by buying biodegradable products. The biodegradable means stabilization of the waste using biological treatment or by biological means. So the biodegradable products can easily be decomposed and not harmful to the environment and public health. Therefore, the people should be educated to buy the biodegradable products. Second is, fourth is create dumping ground away. The dumping ground or landfills should be away from the residential area so that whatever waste product will not be seen all over the places. And fifth is do organic garden. Organic gardening can reduce the usage of pesticides and insecticides. The non-gardeners can help by buying the organic food. Now, the last part of this lecture is conclusion. The negative impact of land pollution can be greatly reduced by the cooperation of everyone. The health and well-being of all can be protected by making a continuous effort for the safer environment. So, students, what we have studied today? We have studied the definition of pollution. We have studied types of pollution. We have studied the causes of land pollution, effects of land pollution, prevention of land pollution. So, these are the references for outcome of the today's lecture. So, thank you very much. Have a nice day. Happy learning. Again, we will meet for the next lecture of environmental studies.